very good evening. So we are back with another new webinar session. Myself, Shapri Kishore. I'm from Campus France, Kochi. So today we have a really interesting topic which we are going to handle, which is luxury management. So when you think about France, when you think about Paris, so the things which comes in your mind is luxury management, brand, fashion. Yes, today we are going to discuss about the opportunity and the education system for the luxury management. Today we have a very wonderful panels with us, Mr. Thibault and Ms. Jade from Civilis Institute of Management, and we have a wonderful alumni with us, Ms. Minnie. So I'm welcoming you all to the session.
Thank you, Shabri.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, hi. So how is everything going with you, Jade and Thibault?
Well, everything's fine in France, actually. Lockdown is over, everything is reopening,
Yes.
so we are very confident. Finally, we are the wood.
Yes.
So it's really good. So let's step into the session.
Yes, sure.
Yes, sure.
Yes. So generally, can you please introduce about the institution and how the luxury management program has been delivered?
Yes, it's okay.
Sure.
Hello. I am happy to be with you. I am Thibault Larivière, and first I would like say to you, please excuse me, my English is not very good. I'm an old Frenchman, 63 years, but I have been in the luxury business since 40 years, and I can with that have a very good experience of all the development, because if you see the luxury business in 1990, it was not what it is today. It was very different. It was only brands and not groups like now. In 1919, Richemont, LVMH, Kering, and another group don't exist. It's in 1995, 1920 who the group is created with a regroupment of brands. So in 1919 we create in Cartier house, but also with Louis Vuitton and Hermes and another brands, Suc de Luxe, because at time we don't fund young people who want work in this sector. It is very crazy, but it is true. The young alumni of school, business school, or another school prefer the big distribution or the finance or another work, but don't be interested by Cartier or Louis Vuitton. And to explain that, if you must know, in 1919, Louis Vuitton was not LVMH, was not Bernard Arnault, was in the family, origin family, Vuitton and Mr. Racamier. Many things since that changed. And in 1919, with Mr. Dumas, who was the boss of Hermes, Mr. Racamier, who was the boss of Louis Vuitton, Mr. Perrin, who was the boss of Cartier, we think we must prepare some young people to the culture of the sector, because no school, no formation, and difficult to fund some young people who want participate at the development, luxury business development. it was the beginning of marketing, because the first marketing in the sector has been le Cartier with the must of Cartier. You can look on internet. It was a marketing idea to position Cartier differently, because the clients of Cartier was not at time the king, the queen, the Maharaja, and Cartier must fund a new clients. And to fund new clients, Cartier make marketing. It was the first marketing in luxury business, and creates les must de Cartier, the must of Cartier, to conquer new clients and young clients, and the world also. At time, the brand was not very much in the another country. Louis Vuitton was in Japan, Hermes also, Cartier also, but not China, not India, not very much USA. It was the beginning of the international development. And at time, for example, Cartier or Louis Vuitton have 10 boutiques, 10 shops in the world, and now Cartier or Louis Vuitton have 300 boutiques or most in the world. It was another world. So we create Deluxe to prepare some young people, girl or man, woman or man, French or not French, to participate to this development. And at time, it was only one program. It was what today we call MBA, Luxury Brand Marketing and International Management. And it was only 1 year, because at time you have not the idea of ECTS credits or diploma like now, conférence des grandes écoles, etc., etc. It was more simple. And since that, we have created another program to answer at the need of the brand. When a brand say to me, Thibaut, we would like for our brands some seller, for example, we create the bachelor on les métiers du commerce. It's the first program to prepare a good sellers in France or another country. When the brand say to me, now we must hire some people in the country. For example, I opened a shop in New Delhi or in Jakarta, and before France send French people. Now France sends one French people and must fund in the country some people who are prepared to the luxury. And we create for that the MBA Global, who is a program in France in English, especially for prepare some people of another country in the spirit, French spirit, luxury spirit, to go after in her country, to have the many chance to fund a job in the brand. So, Deluxe is a share Cartier. What is a share? A share is for us is like a label, you know, because we have the confiance, the trust of excuse my English. We have the trust of Cartier, and it is very important because the Cartier brand is recognized like a big brand. Joaillier des rois, roi des joailliers. Joaillier des rois, joaillier of king and kings of joaillier. And it is a label for us, and we make many, we make be careful to continue with this label, because I think it's a best label like another brand. You can be a chez Hermes, a chez Louis Vuitton. I think it's the must label you can have to be recognized with seriously. Sub de Luxe has 30 years of success and 3,000 of alumni, 3,000 who work in all the brands, but also some alumni work like lawyer, creator, perfumer, like Francis Turgeon, who has his brand. His brand is now in LVMH Group, and we have all the profession, because Sub de Luxe is not only for the people who make commerce, who make business. You know, what I like in Sub de Luxe is to have some people who are joailliers, watchmaker, perfumer, stylist, and also lawyer, and also all the, because luxury brand is like another business. He has all the profession.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have now in Sub de Luxe bachelor program for young people after the baccalaureate in French, or equivalent, because you can have the equivalent of a baccalaureate in all the countries of the world. And it is 3 years of
Studies.
Yes, studies, between studies and internship, because it is very important if you want working in the luxury business to create a CV with experience by internship, and to have a logic, yes, logical in the construction of your CV. You cannot say I want to work in the luxury business if you have no experience, no internship. And in the bachelor, you have an internship every year, like all the business school. But it is very important to think not diploma, but think also experientially in the sector. And you have 4 MBA in English and in French, because be careful, the MBA Luxury Brand Marketing and International Management is in French, but the MBA Luxury Food and Wine Management is in English. The MBA Global, who is a Master of Science of Conférences des Grandes Écoles, is in English. The MBA Online is in English, and you have now a new MBA. It is an MBA in Fashion Luxury Business, and it is also in English, and he is also a Master of Science of Conférences des Grandes Écoles. No. Excuse me. So, Sub de Luxe, quickly, because I think all the people can speak. Sub de Luxe make, like I think also ESSEC for Miss, research and make a book or publication. But I am very desolate, but these books are in French. But we don't make traduction now. Perhaps tomorrow you do with the new book, because we have write a book in 2019. We write a new book of cool luxury, because it is important to understand the luxury change. The clients change. The clients are more young. The clients are more international, and the clients are different. And I think the young people who the young people, the young people at 25 years are in 5 or 10 years the biggest clients of luxury business. And we must also think that Chinese people are big clients with and I think the coronavirus, COVID-19 don't modify that. I think yes, actually you have une chute,
a dropping
of the business, like another business. But I say all the people, man, woman, want to se faire plaisir,
to
please themselves and to buy luxury. And we see recently in China some business repartir,
to go back,
like Hermes, like Balenciaga. I speak with the boss of Balenciaga last week, and he said to me, for Balenciaga in China, the business is coming, new coming. So the Studiolux make studies with Bain & Company, who is a big cabinet for the luxury sector, but also for another sector. And when we work with Bain & Company or another cabinet, we think and we write some book for the people and for her students. So, cycle bachelor, it is like I said before, 3 years between studies and internship. No, it's I think what is the difference in this program? It's some studies, specific studies, like j'impose. Comment on j'impose? J'impose aux étudiants d'apprendre le chinois.
Students must learn Chinese.
Yes, for example, students must in beginning, because now I say to the students what is important: English language and Chinese language. And when the students begin the first years, we impose to learn Chinese language. It is different because I think the students cannot, with 3 years, speak easy Chinese language, but they have a base to know what is the Chinese culture. What another difference? We insist very much on the retail, on the distribution, on the e-commerce, because I think the first thing you must like when you work in the luxury business is the clients. The clients, the clients. You can have a beautiful brand. You can have many good products. If you have not clients, you are dead. The base is to have clients. Another thing different in this program, we excuse me, tout ce qui est art de la vie, tout ce qui est comportement,
Okay.
on enseigne.
Okay. We teach how to act in society. And same thing for art of the table,
Yes.
you know, wine and spirit, I guess.
And
this is a group of things.
And the culture also, because luxury business is built on culture. And I think you must know what is the story of different country, what is the story of the luxury business, and before what was the luxury before the brand. Before the brand, you have in France manufacture, who is les ancêtres en fait en quelque sorte, ancestor of brands. And after you have brands with the name of the creator. If you speak of Louis Vuitton is Vuitton family. If you speak of Hermes, it was Hermes family, Cartier, etc., etc. Donc you have first manufacture and after brand with the name of the artisan. Because Mr. Cartier or Mr. Vuitton or Mr. Hermes was artisan, craftsmanship. You know, it is very important. This program permit
it allows students,
yes, to go into the business or to continue studies if you want. This program has classified number 1, I think, because the story of Suite de Luxe and because the serious of the formation. After the MBA, the MBA in Suite de Luxe are all recognized RNCPA. RNCPA is very French. It is very French, but what is important for the world, it's why RNCPA can give a visa. Comment on dit un prolongement du visa?
It's a stay-back visa.
Yes, you can have a visa for your studies, and you can after have 1 year more visa in France, and it's appreciable for some people who want internship or job in France after the years of study. The MBA, you have MBA 1, because in France we have ECTS credit. And when you speak ECTS credit, you must have to come in MBA 2 the credit, necessary credit. So young people who has make license or bachelor can go in the MBA 1, and young people who has do comment on dit bac plus 5, master, for example, can go in MBA 2. And the MBA 1 is 6 months of course, 6 months in internship, and the MBA 2 is very different because you have course in the evening, and you can be in the day in job or in internship. The most important, I repeat that, it's to build when you during your studies, build your CV, a CV with experience in luxury business. And we have also, qu'est-ce qu'on a après? Yes, it's very interesting, I think, for comment dirais-je, étudiants étrangers.
For foreigner students.
Yes, because it's a program created for them with 3 semesters because it is the goal for Conférence des Grandes Écoles to be labelized by Conférence des Grandes Écoles and to be Master of Science, true Master of Science. You must have 3 semesters. 2 semesters of studies and 1 semester of business case or mission or internship. and this program is very le plus complet en fait.
It's the most complete program.
Complete, yes.
You know, of
it is not only on marketing or communication, it is on strategy. You know, it is a program, plus un programme stratégique, un programme more strategic program to be for the people who studies in Suc de Luxe, able to come back in their country with a good experience and good studies. All the professors in Suc de Luxe are professional. We have not academic professor, because I think the professional know luxury business, and you must be a professional to speak of marketing, communication, même law, if you fais un cours de droit, law courses, I think you must know what are the difference in the luxury business. Qu'est-ce que je peux dire d'autre sur le MBA? No, that's all I think for the MBA Global.
That was really good. Thanks a lot, Satyavu. No. Actually, that was really clear for the viewers.
No, and I am very désolé.
Sorry.
For my English. English is not good, but at my age, it's finished now.
No, actually, that was really clear for the viewers. Also, the opportunity and all other things. You did well.
I think Suc de Luxe is more to enter in the luxury business. I think it is not a diploma. Only diploma can give to you the spirit and the competence to be regarding by the brand. I think you must have two. You must have diploma, yes, but you must also have the spirit, have the experience, have the comprehension, have the culture, have the ouverture, open, multicultural, etc., etc., etc. And I think Suc de Luxe, since 30 years, it's more an a door,
yeah,
to
an open door.
Yes, an open door at different level, because it is not the same level of ESSEC, for example, at different level to enter in brand. And we have the proof, the proof of that with our alumni.
Yeah. So thank you. Thanks a lot. So Minnie, we are happy to have you here as well. So Minnie, can you please briefly introduce yourself for our viewers and what you are doing now, all those things, if you don't mind.
So introduction is what I find really difficult to do, but I'm still going to try. So why am I here? Let me just make that connection and put the context right. The reason I'm here on this amazing webinar by Campus France, first of all, thank you for having me here, is that because I did my MBA in Paris from a Grande École called ESSEC. I did my MBA in International Luxury Brand Management, and that's why I'm here. Currently, I am looking after India, the retail. I'm the retail area manager for Gucci for India. Have been in this position for the last 5 years. Prior to that, I was also working with Vuitton. My first job after the MBA was with Vuitton in Dubai. But my MBA, so I have a pre-MBA and a post-MBA life. I did my MBA quite late in life. I had only 13 years of experience, and that's when I decided to do this MBA, because I knew that I was really drawn to luxury, and through some extensive research through internet, I came upon some programs on luxury brand management, and interestingly, most of them happened to be from France. So there was this sort of common thread there, that luxury and with association with France. And I went ahead and did my, I chose ESSEC to pursue my program. Prior to the MBA, I am from aviation, you know, I have a sort of background of aviation, hospitality, luxury real estate. And that's where I started to understand my natural leaning towards everything beautiful. And I wanted to understand the business of beautiful things, and that's how I chose to do this MBA. Yeah, so post the MBA, I started my career with Vuitton. I was very clear that you know, I had my goal very clear that I wanted to start my career in luxury with Vuitton, and I did, with the support of people and the support of my school. And then I came back to India. Vuitton, I was in Dubai, and then I came back to India and Gucci hired me. So here I am.
Thanks a lot, Minnie, actually. So I do have a general question, actually. So can you please tell me, like, the job opportunity of a student who's planning to study the luxury management, not only in France, in terms of global market? Jade.
Right. So the opportunities are plenty. You just have to be ready to take in these opportunities, and that needs a lot of work. It's not studying luxury and getting a job is not as simple as doing any other kind of MBA or any other kind of program and having some campus interview and getting hired and moving on with life. It's not like that. Luxury is very special, and so is the career in luxury. It takes time. Time is of great essence in luxury. Patience is of great essence in luxury. A bag takes hours and hours to make. That wine bottle that gets aged in that, you know, that wine gets aged in that cask for many years. That champagne takes time to take, you know, for it to get that body. A exquisite piece of jewelry takes a lot of savoir-faire and passion and love to be created. And that's what a career in luxury is like. It takes time. It takes a lot of passion. It takes a lot of curiosity. It takes a lot of appreciation for beauty, and appreciation for beauty is very special, and that is very essential. You have to have the appreciation for beauty to be wanting to make a career in luxury, because beauty is the truth. Beauty is honesty. Beauty is uncontaminated. And I know I'm getting a bit philosophical here, but that's what it is. And we have to have that eye and that appreciation for beauty. And that's what France provides. There's beauty everywhere. And Paris, my God, it is a city of love. Everything is just like, everything is so beautiful. So you're thrown into this amazing environment. Your senses are bombarded, you know, with like so. It's such a sensorial experience to be there that there's no other place in this world to.
But I think you are a good example for the young people, because your parcours, your path in Louis Vuitton, in Gucci, in different country, and in retail, in shop, it is the beginning. It is, I think, it is the most important, and you have understand that. It is not why you have made ESSEC, a big school, you know, a great school. You don't want first marketing only. You think the client, the distribution, and you do that, and your experience is very good. And now, perhaps, if you want, you have more possibility to accede now with your experience to marketing, to communication, to strategy, because you know the business. The people who know the business is you. You know the client, you know the culture of India and of another country where you go, and it is that the most important, I think. And it is important, the people who watch us understand that, and you can must prove that of me. You have reason.
Merci beaucoup, Thibaut.
I think that. Because I respect the people who make this parcours, you know, it's like that. And when I have a student, he said to me, yes, I want to do marketing, I said, yes, okay, but what is marketing? Marketing is to count the selling. The young people must understand what is the business, what are the business in the luxury business.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. So what I wanted to share was that taking the cue from what Thibaut has said, because I'm also I'm also in the jury of my program when they come to recruit students to India. So I'm usually on the jury, and this is what I say to the students as well. I must highlight over here, and I put a context to all you aspiring students who want to make a career in luxury, that I was in a very senior position before I did my MBA. I worked with an Indian company, and those who want to see my LinkedIn profile, feel free to. But I was in a very senior position and enjoying a very nice lifestyle. But something inside me was empty. I was searching something. I was searching for a deeper connection and deeper meaning in my work, and that's how I landed upon. I started to do the MBA. But I started my career all over again. I started as an associate store manager in Louis Vuitton in Dubai. I was on the shop floor selling shoes, selling handbags, but guess what? I just enjoyed every bit of it. Every morning I used to wake up, and I still do. I love it so much. I still do. I wake up every morning with a spring in my step, going to work, wanting to meet my clients. And Thibaut has really highlighted a very important thing. Is it's the store where the magic happens. It's in the store where the creativity meets its customer. It's where the story meets its audience. And once you understand that, you understand a big part of what luxury business is. So to answer, I don't know, Shabri, if I answered your question, but I will. What I want to say is, in terms of job opportunities, it really depends on what you want to do. It's a lot of young students come to say that I want to be the marketing manager for Vuitton. I want to be the marketing manager for Gucci. I'd like to give a very practical piece of advice over here. First of all,
you must take what go devant vous.
In front of you.
You know, you must take. If you don't take, you don't progress. You must take. You must not be in the dream. I think.
Yes, absolutely, Thibaut. And also, it's very you have to be very pragmatic to understand that for brands, the budgets and the opportunities are in retail, because the emerging markets is where the new opportunities are. In emerging markets, mainly China, India, Brazil, Middle East, and Southeast Asia, and the growth is happening in the retail side of the business. So most of the opportunities are on the retail side. If you want to be a marketing manager for Vuitton, yes, please dream big, dream whatever you want to become, and don't be shy of dreaming on setting goals. But know that those opportunities are very limited, and the marketing of luxury brands happens only in their headquarters. That's why these brands have lasted for over 100 years. It's because the brand message and the storytelling is very tightly controlled, and it is only done in headquarters, and these headquarters are mostly in Europe. So if you want to work in the marketing department or the strategy department or whatever, then you have to know the language, be extremely fluent in a European language, not like me who say bonsoir, no. You have to be able to sit in a boardroom or a meeting room and have a conversational level business language or business conversational skills in that language. Then you're opening up opportunities. And I have no doubt that if you're very passionate and you're extremely driven to get that role of a marketing manager of an international luxury brand, you will then invest your time in learning the language, because in luxury, learning a language, a European language is, I will not shy away from saying this, but it's more important than getting that MBA. So when you prepare yourself well,
Actually,
yeah.
So that was a lot of information from all three experts in the field. So we have a quick question from one of our viewer. So they are asking how COVID-19 situation has been changed the luxury sector, how it's affected the luxury sector.
So thank you for that question.
Yes, you can answer because you are on the
field.
Yes, on the field. Yes. After I can say something.
Okay.
Go.
Thank you. Merci, Thibault. So what I want to say is anybody, like Shabari has said to you this morning, anybody who says that they have the answer to what the industry, how the industry is going to shape post-COVID has no clue. Because no human being on the planet of this earth today knows how consumer behavior is going to change post-COVID. All we can do is take every day at a time and see how, try new things. Some will work, some will not work. We go back to the drawing board, then we come up with new strategy. That's 50% will work, 50% will not work. So we don't know how COVID is going to change the landscape. What generally speaking, what I can say is that people will become more conscious of where they spend their money. They will look for more value in every dollar that they spend, but they will still want luxury. People want beauty. People want works of art because they are timeless. They transcend any kind of challenges or moments in life. So that's my response.
Yes, you have reason. I think COVID is one event, difficult event, but I think the world has a vécu déjà beaucoup d'événements.
Already lived a lot of events.
Yes, war, guerre, war, epidemic, and another thing. And if you see luxury business, the luxury business is toujours là.
Always here.
Always
it's still here.
Yes, because the luxury business is the woman and the man. It is a love, un acte d'amour.
It's an act of true love,
Yes.
You will always spend a lot of money on a bag because you want it.
Yes, and I think the people must have acte d'amour. Love. And since many centuries, it's the same thing. But I think today, what is the big changement? And perhaps, Miss, you have seen that. I think, for example, Chinese people who come before in France to buy in Paris or another country, buy in her country. I don't know if it's the same thing for Indian people, but I think we must prepare a changement of where of retail and where the people buy. Before, I think the brands must thinking at tomorrow with digital, with e-commerce, and with where they must have a shop. It is true that Chinese people during the confinement and now buy in her country, and it is not true before. Before they want buy in Japan or in Paris or in Dubai or another country. And I think it is a big changement. I think many brands have the idea to develop more shop in China and in Asia. Perhaps the COVID modified comment les voyages, the travel. In India, it's more difficult because I think in India, the people, the rich people who buy luxury products buy more, perhaps true, perhaps no, I don't know, buy more in India. What do you think, Miss, of that? Indian people buy in India or buy in travel?
Thibaut, it's a combination of both, actually. People, the idea of shopping is also associated a lot with travel when people go on their holidays. So yes, the Indians buy abroad as well as in India.
In India or in Dubai, perhaps?
Or, sorry, to do what?
In Dubai? No?
Yeah, Dubai, London, Singapore,
but
New
not,
York.
But not Paris. I don't see many Indian people to buy in Paris, in France.
Yes, not very many people. Yes, but London, Dubai, New York.
But I think all that is very important to understand the culture of every people. Indian culture is different, Chinese culture is different, French culture, etc., etc., etc. And you must, when you are a luxury brand, you must adapt your strategy of the country where you want to be.
So thanks a lot, actually. That was a good response. So actually, we have one more question from our viewers for Jade. How important to learn French language?
I would say that it's not mandatory to be fluent, but if you want to find a great internships, you have to at least understand French. You have to at least be able to have a conversation with someone. In some of the big houses and even in Dior, most of the people, they talk French or Italian. In fashion, it's a real thing. So in order to find an internship, you need to be able to understand. And in Deloitte, in the global MBA program, for example, French is mandatory, and this will help them, to have a great level, and plus they will be living in France, So when they're gonna buy bread at the bakery shop, or when they go to the movie theater, they're gonna have to learn French anyway. So no stress of being fluent, but start thinking of learning words and learning some short sentences.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Jade.
Yeah, my question was to Minnie, actually. How's your experience?
No, that's fine. Shabri, sorry, Shabri, what were you saying?
What was your experience as an Indian student?
Yes, I did learn French before the program. I invested 6 months in learning French from Alliance Française, and that helped tremendously. I had the opportunity of traveling to Paris before that, on work trips, and I have to say I had my experience was not the best experience of travel. However, when I was in Paris studying as a student, but knowing French, it made all the difference. So I would highly recommend everybody to take basic conversational skills of French before going to study.
Yeah. Thank you, Minnie. So before winding up the session, we do have a quick question for you all. So what do you advise for the future students who's planning to study in France?
Can you repeat the question?
So what's your advice for the future students from India who is planning to study the luxury management program?
Quels sont nos conseils pour les futurs étudiants?
Alors, so I speak in French and Jade translate.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Culture,
Okay.
vision,
Okay.
lucidité,
Okay.
savoir saisir ce qui passe,
Okay.
venir étudier à Sud de Luxe.
Okay.
Multiculture aussi, bien sûr.
Okay.
Et puis travail et passion.
Okay. So the first thing students must have is a real passion for the luxury world. Then the students, you know, he's going to come to France, to Paris. It's a different culture. It's a different way of living here. So students need to be like a chameleon, you know, needs to know how to adapt himself in another country, another culture, another world, you know, and never stop dreaming, because this is one of the most essential things, you know. And yeah, don't stop dreaming, but please be mindful about it's gonna, at the end of the day, it's gonna be a job that you're gonna get, you know, and it's a work and it's a real commitment that the students must have. It's gonna be like 3 or 5 years of studies. So it's a long way before getting the first jobs and everything. And do like me, start with retail and retail and then marketing and then start dreaming big. So that's going to be our advice.
Anyways, that was a really brilliant session. It was really informative for everyone. And once again, thanks a lot, Mr. Tibu, Ms. Jude, and Ms. Minnie for your valuable time. And yes, thanks a lot once again. So we will back with.
And thanks to Mimi.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank